It's Friday, so that means it's Tech Friday. Yay! Okay, intro complete. Now then, let's talk about the thing I cannot give you a website for, and that is I'm mixing up my words. Hold on. The Twitch Vertical Alpha. Yeah. So they are calling it a technical alpha. And if you have an up-to-date mobile app, either on Android or iOS, you can use that and see a handy vertical stream. Now, again, technical alpha. This only happens right now while live. They haven't turned on saving the vertical video as a VOD yet. And there are certain things you can't turn off or adjust, so you'll see a chat window that just takes up the whole thing, and there's not a lot we can do about that right now. But it works. It shows video and the scenes switch. And it's working through a special version of the Atom Vertical plugin. So you have special version of Atom Vertical and your account approved, your Twitch account approved for the vertical video thing. Those two form a handshake, and you get the vertical video. So if you want to see kind of what it looks like right now, go for it. I'll be using it for the foreseeable future, and when there's updates and things change, we'll talk about them here, because it's Tech Friday and that's what we do. All right, so first up, let's go over to this window. First up, oh boy, I'm excited. Elgato released Stream Deck 7.0, which includes virtual Stream Decks. So you do need a physical Stream Deck to unlock this functionality. Let me give you the link. Then we'll break over into the window, boop, just like that. And as you can see, oops, sorry, one click. 7.0, yay, what's in 7.0? All this stuff. But the big thing we're going to be talking about is the virtual Stream Deck. You know, because I can now hit this mouse button and get my virtual Stream Deck up. Controls my Spotify. You know, and if there's a dot on my mouse, there it is. It's a little weird because I have it zoomed in. Let's zoom back out. There you go. Or I click it again, dot goes away. Or I can do the magnifying glass trick. Or the circle. These are just what I have it programmed to do right now. And then another button click, and it goes away. Oops, I need it back. I want to get rid of this circle. There we go. So we'll briefly cover what else is here. You have key logic. Sign up to 3 different actions to a single key. Press, double press, press and hold. Oop. There we go. And they have this handy weather plugin, which I have active. So if you go to the Elgato Marketplace, it's the weather app by Elgato. Just click on it. Go there. Improve system shortcuts. And all the improvements and bug fixes you can read about there. All right, so let's get the exciting part in about how exactly do you make a virtual Stream Deck. Well, one, you need a physical Stream Deck. So you could get the Stream Deck Nano, the Stream Deck Mark II, the Stream Deck XL, or the Stream Deck Plus, or the Stream Deck Pedal, or the big monster Stream Deck thing. I can't remember what they call that. That has all the rows of buttons and everything. So what you do is you call up the Stream Deck software just like that, like I just did, because I'm magic. And you notice I have this virtual Stream Deck 2, which is this. And so you go here and you say add virtual device. And look, virtual Stream Deck 3. And it even pops up in the corner here. I don't want those settings, so I go here and notice it says fixed. Well, I just want to appear wherever the mouse is, so I'll click dynamic. I can assign a hotkey. I can have it auto hide after action is triggered or when cursor leaves the interface. How many rows and columns? Hide unused keys, key size, opacity, background color. So let's go back to 2. I can show you I have dynamic. I have the hotkey set up, Control-Alt-D, because I thought display, I'll remember that. And then I took that hotkey and I programmed it to my mouse, a button on my mouse. So when I hit a side button, the virtual Stream Deck just pops up. And notice I currently have a 4x4 grid. But since I have hide unused keys check, we only see the 4 keys I currently have something in. So if I turn that off, again, right here, then I click the button, there's the whole grid, and we can do up to a 8x8 grid. Holy cow, that's big. Let's zoom back out. 64 buttons, and then I could go, okay, virtual Stream Deck. I need you to be an 8x8 as well. And we'll do, I'm going to delete this later, so Control-Alt-L, I don't think is anything. I'm not going to bother assigning it to my mouse. So now when I hit Control-Alt-L, there's the other one. So 64 buttons on here, 64 on here, and you can just fill your screen with streamed unlimited buttons. So your Control-Alt-L will get rid of that. Mouse click will get rid of that. And you can name these whatever you want. This is just default. So you go here. And let's see, what I have this at? 4x4. Sure, 4x4 right now. The background color, as you can see, you can change the key size. If I wanted the keys really big, or small, kind of try to stick to the middle. Opacity. And like I said, if you want auto hide when cursor leaves interface, after action is triggered. Again, I like dynamic because it will put the thing wherever my mouse is pointing on my screen is where it will come up. Hide unused keys, please. Fixed will, it's just there. I can't move it. Oh, I can move it, but every time I call it up, it will be in that space. So if you want it in a particular space on your screen all the time, fixed is the way to go. But yeah, this is cool. I'm probably going to design some more buttons as I think of usefulness. Get some more virtual stream decks. Let me go back to dynamic because I just need it to come up with my mouse. I really like that anywhere my mouse goes, I have the buttons. I have the buttons. I have the buttons. Yes, all the buttons. And yeah, because I have my fancy mouse. Again, I just set this hotkey and go, okay, mouse, here's a macro for you. Hit the same combination on the mouse button. Go, okay, when I click you, you do this. And yeah, and that way, I don't even have to remember the hotkey combination. I just have to remember the mouse button to click, which is a lot easier. Keep in mind. Oh, and I have my other mouse button assigned to zoom in now. I don't have to hit my keyboard. I just have to hit this mouse button, and I'll do the zoom in that I like. So yeah, hi Rex, how you doing? Good to see you. So that is the virtual stream deck. Lots of possibilities. Again, I just tried this out yesterday, so I haven't plunged the depths of everything I can do. I might set up a... I do have a bunch of world clocks on a physical deck. I may make a fixed deck on one of my monitors that's just all the clocks, so I can look over there and see them as well. And that way I can free up the buttons on the stream deck. All right, and let's go back here. What do I want to talk about next? Oh yeah, let's talk about Doras. So as you all know, Doras is my link in bio site. It powers my website. It's where my blog is, everything like that. They recently did a update to their theme engine. So there's the change log, and here's all the facts about the theme engine. And so I have my account ready to go. We'll do a quick demo. Again, I'm an affiliate for them. They did not pay for this segment, nor do they know that I'm doing it. I just like what they do and want to show it off. So I made this page just for this. Hit the demo window again. All right, so here's a blank page. It already has the background I have on every page. This is my will delete. So everybody say hi to will delete. In fact, if you go to dclasair.com/will delete, you'll see this right now. But it's going to be deleted after this, so say hi while you can. And oh, you can't see the menu on the vertical. Okay, hold on. Let me switch how the canvas is working on the other stream, the vertical, so you can at least have some idea what's going on here. I pop this up. That's another great thing about testing stuff too, is that I get to realize where stuff is appearing and how best to set it up. But what I want to pay attention to right now is this menu on the left over here. So home, right? I have my overall theme, my heading style. This here is the heading block. You saw it just light up. This is my name, so I can go heading. I can type in all those things. Then pages, I can select the page. Notice we are on the will delete page. Now I can go, okay, there's my heading. Yay, I can still do that. There's my pages, right? Now I can go to theming. And now I'm going to, I can select a background of the ones I've uploaded. I can change the brightness of this background. The contrast, saturation. If I want to use this. These are all things I've uploaded for my own blogs and other things, so that's why there's big letters and all that. But yeah, everything I uploaded, I can use any of this for a background. And of course, I can upload things I want. If I just want to do colors, I can pick solid or a gradient. You know, here's the gradient menu. There's some gradients. Pre-made, so, you know, I do that. And then I would click save for changes, go back to the image. So real easy to customize. And you see how fast this is working. And, you know, colors of links, why I want the primary, secondary, why I want the border to be, heading text, primary text. We'll get to thing about here's design, corner radius, shadow, item spacing. Here's custom CSS I put in for my own blocks. I may get rid of this because I'm thinking of redesigning everything again. But I'm on this page. It needs something in here. So we're going to add a block. And we're going to make it, do I want links? I can do a link or a multi-link. Multi-link gives me, so if you go to my regular, if you go to my homepage, dclasair.com, and you see all the buttons to email me and everything along the bottom here, that's the multi-link page. But we'll go through contacts so you can make an email, get a form pop up, video and live streams, Twitch, YouTube, Kick. You can even place video in here, or it'll grab your latest video from YouTube. You want to add an image, do an image carousel, blog post, have what they call a media kit, where you get those stats up. Layout, you get a divider. Integrations, can integrate Podbean, Throne, Spotify, Fourth Wall, all that. So we want to form just a regular web link. Link, okay, here goes. Title, my site. We're going to go somewhere. I know this will be weird of me, but we're going to go somewhere called dclasair.com. That's where the button goes. And then if I wanted to do, you know, something else there, I can. If it's an NSFW page, I can turn on this to create a warning. Icons, I can select, you know, search over 5,000 icons, it says. Or I can use an asset. So any little symbol I want here. You can search. Oh, say I want the arcade joystick. Yeah, I get the arcade joystick. No, all right. Oh, I'm trying to adjust things again for those if you're trying to get everything on screen that if you're happen to be watching the vertical test stream, do that. Okay, save the changes. Tells me theme has been saved. That appeared behind my image. But customization, which is right here. Turn that on. Now we can change the background, border, text color, corner radius, shadow, all this stuff. All right, so background. And what color do I want? Maybe let's go for a more of an orange. Maybe I like that orange. Okay, so that's my background for this link. Border, I can make a border. So you move the thingy. You can put in the hex number you want. Make it purple or green. And you can kind of see that. I'll zoom in. Not a very large border, but you can see where it's now green kind of around the block. Let's make it kind of a yellowish color. Then text color. Could make it purple, whatever color I want. Again, same idea. Make a corner radius. And then you can see where the corner is more rounded. And let's add a shadow. Let's add a lot of shadow. And then it's really subtle. But there is just a slight shadow underneath here. And then you have all this metadata. And if you know how to mess with that, good on ya. You're welcome to do that. And yeah, now I have a link that goes to my main website. And yeah, this is super easy to use. You know, pages. Oh, what page do I want to go to? Oh, here's my list of pages. Here's will delete. Look at will delete sitting out here. I can tell I'm on version 2 because it's right up top here. But yeah, so that is the very basics of Doras. Again, check them out. I'll plug it again. Boop. You use my affiliate link, y'all. Make the numbers go up. So yeah, that's super easy to use. All right, so let's mark some stuff off. All right, we covered Doras, covered Stream Deck, and what I want to talk about next? iPad OS 26. Yes, there are a bunch of videos about this on YouTube because there was a beta that was released. And Mac Rumors has a roundup of everything coming to it. And if you use an iPad, this update is fairly significant. Now, they are appending the year to all their operating systems now. So all the operating systems right now, when they get updated, will all have 26 at the end. Just so you know, 2026, well, 2025, you get the idea. But 26 nonetheless. And this significantly makes an iPad way more like a laptop than before. You have improved multitasking, and right here it explains why it went from 18 to 26. And so it represents the season between September 2025 and September 2026. But now you can do, it has the liquid glass thing going on. Pop out menus, disappearing navigation, corner and spacing. But now you can multitask, and processes will run in the background. So you can download something on an iPad, have it be downloading, and do something else in a different window at the same time. Can also have multiple windows up and open and active. So if you're on an iPad that gets iPadOS 26, it's going to be a great experience for you. There's a new Files app, which, y'all, Files on an iPad. Accidentally managed to set your iPad to where your email keeps trying to pop up in the right side of the screen while I'm playing games. Oh no! That sounds inconvenient. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is a very significant update. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. New shortcuts, and then a list of other features. And this article is probably the most complete roundup of rumors and everything I could find. And here's something we like. The Notes app supports exporting in Markdown. You could type in Markdown, but it won't show you the Markdown, but you could type Markdown and then export it as a Markdown file. So if they ever get to the point where they actually support rendering Markdown within Notes, that'd be optimal. But right now, we'll take this. But yeah, this just keeps going. So if you want to see any of this in action, like I said, go to YouTube, type in iPadOS 26. Plenty of people are doing videos on it. I don't have an iPad anymore, so I can't show it off other than saying it's cool and you should definitely be aware of it. And that's in beta. Okay, next up, PowerToys. If you have Windows 11, you should be using PowerToys. PowerToys has a lot of great features, and they just did an update. Do it, copy URL. There's everything that is in the update, and let me pull up PowerToys. Oops, settings, there we go. They redesigned the homepage. So that looks a lot better. See it over here, and boop. So a much easier menu to navigate than before. All the modules I currently have on or can turn off right here, like advanced pace, color picker, fancy zones, crop and lock. Mouse highlighter is pretty neat. So check this out. I don't know where my mouse is. Right now I have it set so it's the left control key on my keyboard. I hit it twice, and I get this cool spotlight around my mouse for a few seconds. I'm wondering where my mouse is, and I can hit control again, and it'll go away. And so yeah, works anywhere. Pretty neat. And here's where you turn on the mouse without borders thing I talked about before. New plus. PowerToys run. You get a screen ruler. Text extractor. They recommend not using this text extractor anymore because they're not going to develop it any further. But you can get text extraction by using the default snipping tool in Windows if you want to get text out of a PDF. Check that out. Workspaces, the zoom it. The zoom it is what's making this happen. Automatic image resizer. Anyway, a very clean interface, finally. The previous interface was really just kind of a jumble of stuff, but very easy. Hey, there's general info. They're looking for version 0.93.0. And here's all the tools kind of divided up as other features. And then you can just click on any of these to see the details. So like image resizer, you can, this allows you to automatic resize anything that's that it detects as an image. And you'll pick from these if you need a different size in the list. That's where you add new size. They'll ask you what you want the file name, if you want the timestamp. So yeah, get this update. There are loads of useful tools. And again, anything you don't want to use, just turn it off. You don't have to use any of this. But I guarantee there will be something in PowerToys that you'll find useful. So again, if you're running Windows 11, I mean, just the zoom key is great for me and showing you all stuff. But if you're running Windows 11, you can go to the Microsoft Store, type in, or the Windows Store, you know what I mean, that store that opens up on your machine. Type in PowerToys, download it. It's pretty fantastic. And does a lot of great features. And this new update, once again, makes this menu look a whole lot better. And, you know, I can do this. Yeah. Okay, that's PowerToys. Update. Now, I had been talking about making hex maps and looking at software, and I put in a software the other day on stream. Now I can't even remember what it's called. I get a newsletter about TTRPG things that does that sends out tips and things. So this is where I first heard about it. Then I saw this website recommended and other things. Going to have to check out that update. Love PowerToys. Yeah. So I found, or I followed the link that was provided to me. It is a free hex grid, web-based hex maker thing called Hexfriend. And there it is. And let me move this over slightly on the vertical view so you can see some of the icons. That you get access to. And let's shrink this down a little more so at least everything's on screen. Sorry, I'm messing with for the vertical view, trying to figure out window sizes. There we go. Okay. So up here, we have our settings. You can set the, if you want grid, hexes, what color the blank hex color is, the orientation of the hexes, the width, the height, shape and size, hexes out from center, all that fun stuff. There's even generators. And what's great about this is that you can use it for commercial projects as well, as it's under the MIT license, so it's free for personal and commercial use. And yeah, you just select what you want. So terrain color, symbol color, I want the grassy hills. I go over to a hex, and now I have grassy hills going on my hex map, just like that. So I thought this was very cool and, free. And then you can just go up here and go away menu, export as a PNG, a scaled PNG, or Hexfriend. And then you can also import menus, import PNGs and things into this as well. And if you want different style of things, so right now we're at the hex thing. Say I want a castle or some other object. You go down here. You click the various icon tools. So if you want a path, if I want to put text on, an eraser tool. So now that I'm on the icon tool, I can go, okay, I want a cavern. And now I can put cavern entrances in the hills or wherever I want them. Or maybe I want little campfires. Right? And you can change the color, you can change the size. You can, or rather, not change the size, but you can rotate it. And I'm like, that's very cool. And behind me, there's instructions. So right mouse will pan, scroll mouse will zoom, your left mouse will place the icon, and then control and slash will bring up the keybind menu. So if you want to do keybinds, well, you can. And you just hit escape to get rid of that menu. But yeah, if I want to pan, that's the right mouse button, and then place the icon with the left. That's all there is to it. And you can use this in your projects. I'm like, okay, cool. That's neat. And so I was wondering what else there was. If I wanted something more than this, I decided I needed something, and something that would live on my machine instead of depending on a website to go there. So for hex maps, the thing I found, and I've heard about this for a while, it's kind of been on the radar, is called Worldograher by Inkwell Ideas. And let's go over there. And as you can see, you get all these tools. They have a 2025 beta. It's a one-time cost of like $70, and they suggest download the beta, but they also include the older version with the $70 license. That includes everything. So if you get the so you download the Worldograher 2025 Plus, and you get the, go away, sign up. You get the World Continent Kingdom map functionality, City Village Settlement map functionality, Dungeon Floor Plan Battle map functionality, and these used to be 3 different pieces of software, but now it's all combined into one. Plus, you get all the legacy stuff if you want to use the like it says here, the pre-2025 version. You'll get keys for all that software and about $70 US. And so for kind of all the, I don't know, not complex map making needs, this seemed like a good idea. And it just has more functionality. They are also the people that had the Hexploration kit at Gen Con, which is green screened out a little bit, but this thing that I showed off. So yeah, if you're looking at hex maps, I would take a look at Hexfriend, or if you want something that lives on your system, probably Worldograher. Be my recommend. And you can use Worldograher in your commercial products as well. There's their frequently asked questions about that. They would just like credit saying, hey, I used Worldograher in my thing on a credit page. And then if you used any icons, because they do sell various icon packs as well, created by a particular artist, give that artist credit for those icons as well. And that's all you have to do. Otherwise, you can use it for, and as long as you do that, you can use it for whatever project you would like. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good package for $70. I think so. That might be a future purchase. And if I do, I will gladly show it off here. But a couple more things. If you have your favorite hex mapping software, let me know, because maybe I haven't looked at it yet or found it, or you're like, nah, not that. But I am looking for something with that allows for a commercial license and if possible, not run on a website, that can run on my machine locally. That's the ideal. Now, if you use Incarnate, there is a, I don't know what to call it, a template, I suppose, for hexes, and somehow you copy them. I looked at that and like, okay, cool, but I just want to start building hex maps, and I don't actually know how complicated it is, but there's more steps involved. I really just want to, here's a hex, here's how big I want the grid, and now I'm just putting in the hexes and coloring them with a couple clicks. So yeah, but if you have any other ideas, please put them in chat. All right, what time is it? Oh, it's almost break time. All right, we have one more thing to talk about as part of the regular. Actually, we have a couple more things, but I want to get this in before the break, at least. So this is where I am going to ask for a little bit of help monetarily, because I want to keep using Obsidian and make a Tech Friday vault. And so when I have guests on, like when Urban Bohemian joins me, he can look at the vault, the links, and add to it. And I think I found the easiest way to do this. It's called Screen Garden, which is right here. And so I was looking at pricing, And if we pay annually, we get a month free. But if I did 4 users, that'd be $6 per month times 12. And I set up a Ko-Fi goal. So you would be helping out the back end of Tech Friday, allowing people like Urban Bohemian to look at the Obsidian Vault on a web page, or there's multiple ways. This is, as far as I can tell, this is easier than even the Obsidian link thing to use, or the Obsidian. What does Obsidian call their share thing? Anyway, this seems easier. I can't remember what Obsidian calls their thing. Because for Obsidian Share, everyone needs Obsidian Share, so that would be a cost I would pass on to my guests. I don't want to do that. And so this is a way for me to go, okay, here it is. So the goal is $72, and that will cover a year of Screen Garden. So my guests that come on the show can have access to the Tech Friday Vault, and we all have one source of information for everything. And plus, you get a thank you afterwards. Each and every show, each and every Tech Friday. So, So if you can help with that, please consider donating. That is my current goal. So I don't have to... New donation from Rex. Yay! Thank you, Rex. And that way, also, if someone doesn't have Google Drive or doesn't want to use Google Drive or OneDrive or the iCloud thing, this opens up on a website. Oh, sorry, I'll fix that. Right? Yeah. But thank you, thank you for that. Woohoo! We're halfway there. Yay! Look at the bot. It goes halfway. Yay! So yeah, I wanted to make it as easy for my guests to use this, and this seemed like one of the easiest ways to do it, because all you need is a web browser. And I was considering, well, do I sync with, Google Drive, OneNote, or OneDrive, whatever? Well, what if they don't have or don't want to use those services? Then I'm stuck. And this seemed like a good solution to all that. So yeah. All right. When we come back, though, I do want to talk more about Obsidian. And since I use Obsidian for everything, I got on their beta track, and I do want to talk about Obsidian Bases and show off. Again, we're talking other, alpha features, beta features, things like that. So the bases for databases is currently in beta, so stuff will change. But I want to show off what there is for it right now, and that'll be after the break. One more thing to cover before we get into relax mode for the weekend. That is Obsidian Bases. Again, it's a beta, but I will show you all what I'm doing. Ba, 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 ba. Boop. So here's my Obsidian thing. Now, you notice I've created 3 databases: blog database, clips database, Tech Friday database links, and momentarily forgot the buttons. They all have the base tag. I click here, and notice I have Tech Friday links made. Looks like a table. And here's all the links we have so far, all of these. Then I made a view, which I just want the August 2025. There we go. Or the July. Or just the 2025. And what I might do is once the year is done, I'll probably delete these 2 views, and then I just have the 2025 view, and then 2026 kind of do the same thing for each month. And all that. And down here below the templates, I put a database in a note, and then I added stuff to here, so I can type whatever I want. And I'll show you how this works. So first of all, I want a new database. So you can open up the command palette, which on Windows is Control P. Or if you have / commands enabled, you hit the command base. Notice I have create new base and insert new base. We'll get to this in a moment. So create new base, and here are all the files within all the notes within this particular Obsidian vault. Well, I don't want that. So I just want everything in my blog folder. So filter, and because I just want this to be for my blogs, I'm going to put this to all views, and I say where file, yeah. So I want where folder is, and so everything in the folder, my blogs, and then, oh, that didn't work out. How did I do that? Let's go here, quick, take a look. Oh, file in folder blogs. That's what I'm missing. So yes, I want file in folder blogs. Let's do that again. Filter. Oh, all views. So file in folder, because I'm looking for the files that are in this folder, blogs. And then here is all my blogs. I can rename this table to whatever I want. You just right click here, and then I can go, blog main. And I can change the row height. I can give it a table or a card. Card view, images, image property. I can grab wherever I have the images. And then you can, if they had images, they would appear here, and you can fit the images to the different things. But right now I just want tables. And so now all the views in this database, in this untitled database, again, I can right click, rename, and we'll call this blogs 2. So all the tables, or all the views in this database, will have this particular filter that they're only drawing from blogs. Right? So, and then you can add properties. Amazing, right? Filter properties. Out of all the properties you have. So I want the URL shown. and show me the date published, date started, and date completed. And notice that it automatically populated these. And you know, so I've published these two blogs. As you can see, there's more that I don't have URLs for. Don't tell anyone. Shh. I have stuff to do. Or I can just do this and be like, you saw nothing. Right, so very simple. And you can also click the new button and title this whatever you want. Is it done? Oh, right. And it would make a new, oops, I didn't do that right. New, titled, oh, destination file already exists. So I just create a new property, or I should have. Where'd that go? I don't know where it went. Oh, right here. I see. I created two untitled things, and oh, it made it a note. Hey, Fernando, welcome on in. It made it a note. I didn't want it a note, but I can click it. So you can. The point is that I was trying to get to is you can add things to your notes or create new notes right from the Bases menu. So if I go into blogs, I can see that is it done is there. So we'll delete that and delete these untitled ones as well to keep everything neat since this is my main note vault. So easy stuff. And the other thing, which they do need to do something about because I can't type anything else here, right? This is just a database. And so if you want a base note like this, and then, you know, I put a heading just so I can show that you can put a heading above and text below it, below the database. So the problem with this is if I go to bases and I want to say insert a new base, creates the base. It understands that, but let's make a new note. And I want to insert a new base. And so what it does is it creates the base. And then this just changed on me because this was not this easy before. I was going to point out the weirdness of this, but yeah. But I can't add a base I've already made to a note. It has to be a new base. So every time I hit insert base, see, it's inserting a new base. There's no way to insert a base already created. So I couldn't take my Clips database and put it in here. There's currently no way to do that. But every time I do this, I would make a new database, new database, new database, and just have a bunch of new databases. So hopefully, in another beta version of this or so, they allow you to put previously made bases into a note. But right now, you can't do that, so that's okay. And if you want to see what else I'm doing, you know, here's all my links. These aren't the Tech Friday links, but these are all the links where I'm like, oh, I want to remember this. Can you reference a base in a new note? Not that I've found. Like this would be. Maybe I can. Okay, blog database. Oh, yeah. So I can put a reference in here. And type. So that I could do. Yeah, if I reference it. So that would work. Yeah, that I would want that to be easier. And so I was really hoping there'd be a slash command for it. But yeah, as you said, I can just type it, do the exclamation point, double bracket, and then, you know, clips database. And then there's now I have both these databases I've made previously here, and I just hit enter to get down here, and I have all the views. I need, you know, date published. Thing. So yeah, lots of options, filters, properties, new. You can even mess with the codes of this, and there are a bunch of ways to edit these. I don't understand any of that yet. I need someone to make a video and show me, because there's all sorts of syntax you can type into to make the databases do various things. And that's not, I mean, I'm like, okay, I can, so if I type that in, the database will do that, or I'll have that field, but where do I type that in to make the database a thing? And that I don't quite understand yet. So hopefully someone makes a video and I can go, oh, okay, I get it. But right now, these are great. This is exactly what I wanted for my future projects, to fully replace Notion. But yeah, so yeah, I didn't think about using the actual typing the command in, because it takes longer. I just wanted to slash command and go base and like insert base, I suppose, not even new base. Just me being lazy. So yeah, but exclamation point, double bracket. Then I can put in the Tech Friday links database. So you could even do, if you didn't want to click on a different view for a database, like this, you could say, okay, I have the August, and then you could go here, put it in again, Tech Friday links database, and now I have the August view and the main view of it, and I don't have to switch views, but this is very handy. I like this. This is pretty clean. But if I ever wanted to go back, you know, I'm not sure why you would do this because this is just so easy, but if you need to. We need to deep dive into the videos, but this guy has some good stuff that I've watched. Okay, thank you. I will open that link. So yeah, that's a look at Bases. And once Bases comes out for everyone, I have a couple new projects I want to share with y'all. More TTRPG resources. I just needed something to replace the Notion database views that I had used, and this will do exactly what I want. So once this comes out and everyone can use it, I'll have more Obsidian Vaults for y'all. That'll be great. And once again, as you can see here, I have Tech Friday links here. I would make a separate Tech Friday vault, and so that I can share it with people through a website. So, you know, when I have guests on, this for the back end of Tech Friday, when I have guests on, we have a place to type in everything in Obsidian. And so we have a goal of $72. That will cover an entire year of a service called Screen Garden. Which will allow me to do neat things. And oh look, I've checkmarked everything. We've talked about all this. So here's the Screen Garden link if you want to see what that is about. But if you can donate, $72 will cover a year and four people. Using it. So again, when I have people like the wonderful Urban Bohemian on, we have a way to plan the show and communicate. And that seemed to be the easiest way to do it without a guest needing a specific service. They just need a web browser, and I give them a link, and then they can go to that link and type in, and the note will sync to my Obsidian Vault, and they don't have to do anything really other than go to a website and type in a code. So thank you all once again for being here. Have a great weekend. Please be kind to yourself. Be kind to others.